Page 34, continuing lesson 1-4 on dividing with fractions. So when we're dividing by fractions, as we mentioned, it's keep, change, reciprocal. So we're keeping the first fraction the same. We're changing division to multiplication, and we do the reciprocal of the second fraction. It's like the numerator and denominator switch spots. It's like flipping the fraction kind of, but we're going to call it reciprocal. Also a reminder, if you have a whole number, anytime you have a whole number, you can put that whole number over 1, because if you divide by 1, you still get the same number. So if we look at the do you know how, number 7, they're just asking us to find the reciprocal. So reciprocal, we're just switching the numerator and denominator, is 5/3. That is a fraction greater than 1, or an improper fraction, but we're just going to leave it as 5/3 is fine. Number 8, reciprocal, that would be 6/1. If you said 6, that's fine. If it was like an answer to a problem normally that we were working out, we'd probably want to say it's 6, but if you just leave it as 6/1 is fine. Number 9, first of all, we're going to write that as 9/1, and then so the reciprocal would be 1/9. Number 10, reciprocal is 4/7. 11, reciprocal is 8/5, and you can leave it as 8/5. 12, first of all, is 16/1, so the reciprocal would be 1/16. 13, the reciprocal would be 12/7. 14, the reciprocal would be 5/11. So the next part, they're asking us to find these quotients. We're just going to do a few of these here. So on 15, first of all, the 6 we could put as 6/1. And then again, for dividing is keep, change, reciprocal. So it's going to become 6/1 times 3/2. And we can just multiply straight across. 6 times 3 is 18. 1 times 2 is 2. And then 18 divided by 2 is 9. So 9 would be our answer for number 15. 17, the 3 we can put as 3/1, and then keep, change, reciprocal. Multiply those would be 1/12. Number 19, to start out, we can put that 2 as 2/1. Keep, change, reciprocal. And we would get 4/1. This is going to be our final answer to this division problem. So at that point, 4 divided by 1 is 4. So go ahead and write 4 as your final answer for number 19. Number 21, put the 9 as 9/1. Keep, change, reciprocal. If you multiply, you get 45/3. And then we can divide that out. 3 goes into 4 one time. 3 goes into 15 5 times. And nothing left. So 15 would be our final answer for number 21. We're going to look at a few problems here. Workbook page 7. The first problems we're going to look at are just asking us to find the reciprocals. So for number 5, we have 5/9. They want the reciprocal of that. So 9/5 would be our reciprocal. Again, just switching the numerator and denominator around. For number 6, I don't see that as a fraction to start with. So to make that a fraction, we can put it as 8/1, and then the reciprocal would be 1/8. Just to understand, our answer is 1/8. These are not equal to each other. 8/1 is not equal to 1/8, but that would be the answer as far as a reciprocal for number 6. Number 7, we have 7/3. So reciprocal of that would be 3/7. And number 8, we have 1/12. So reciprocal of that would be 12/1. If you want to say 12, that's fine. But in this case, I will accept 12/1 since it's a reciprocal problem. So number 9, they want us to find each quotient. So this problem, we're looking at 8 divided by 2/5. So to start with, probably we'll want to put that as 8 over 1. And then we're going to change this into a multiplication problem. So if we keep change reciprocal, we'll have 8 over 1 times 5 over 2. So we'll just multiply straight across. 8 times 5 is 40. 1 times 2 is 2. And we got 40 divided by 2. You might know as dividing by 2, you're taking half of it. So you might know half of 40 is 20. If not, you can just divide that out all the way. So 20 would be our answer. And again, on some excuse me, some of these problems you guys can think about if your answer makes sense. If you have 8 holes and you're dividing them into 2/5, 2/5 is a little less than half. So if we took 8 holes and we divided them into halves, we'd have 16 pieces. We're dividing them into a little bit smaller pieces. So it makes sense we would have a little more than 16 pieces here. Answer is 20. So if we go over to number 12, 4/5 divided by 4. Again, we can put that as 4 over 1. And now we're going to change it to a multiplication problem. So keep change reciprocal becomes 4/5 times 1/4. Since it's multiplication, if you want to reduce factors here, you can. Always for multiplying is reducing factors. That's the only time you have factors, when you're multiplying. Otherwise, you can just multiply straight across and then make sure if we can reduce this or not. In this case, both of those are divisible by 4, and so that would reduce down to 1/5. If you don't see that they're divisible by 4, maybe you'll notice they're even. You could divide them both by 2, which would be 2/10, and then divide those both by 2 again, which would be 1/5. So just make sure your final answer is reduced to all the way. We look at number 17. We're getting into some word problems. This is really kind of a big point of what we're doing in this lesson, is these word problems, because in reality, in real life, it's not like, when you're older that you're just all of a sudden going to have, this 15 divided by 3/4 problem that just pops up to you. Unless maybe if you have kids later and they're asking you the question for their homework. These would be the more cases of, maybe a situation that you might have that you would have to use that. So on 17, a store sells honey in 3/8 quart jars. If the store has 24 quarts of honey available on a shelf, how many jars of honey are on the shelf? So what we want to think about is what we have and then how we're dividing it up in this case. A lot of times it will end up that you're going to take the bigger number divided by the smaller number, but it doesn't have to be that way. So the 24 quarts is what we have all together, and that's being divided into these 3/8 quart jars. So for this problem, what we need to do is take 24 divided by 3/8. Again, the 24 we can put as 24 over 1. So next step, we're going to change this to a multiplication problem. Keep change reciprocal. If you wanted to reduce, you could reduce with the 3 and the 24 by a factor of 3. If you don't reduce that, you can multiply straight across. If you do that, I'd be working this out to the side. That'd be 192 over 3. And then we can divide that out. And it comes out as 64. So what that means is that we would have 64 jars on the shelf. And again, just to do some reasoning here, 3/8 of a quart, that's a little less than half of a quart. If we have 24 quarts total, if we were splitting them into half-quart jars, 24 halves, 24 split into halves would be 48. We could have 48 half-quart jars. Since these are smaller than half-quart jars, then we should have more than 48, and we do. So look at number 19. A construction worker has a rope that is 10 meters long. She needs to cut it into pieces that are each 2/9 of a meter long. How many pieces can she cut without having any rope left over? So again, we've got to think about, since they're talking about cutting something into pieces and all the pieces are the same size, that would indicate that we're going to divide. So we just have to think about what is it we're starting with that we're dividing up, and then what size pieces are we dividing it up into. So we have this 10-meter long rope, and it's being divided into 2/9 meter sections. So 10 divided by 2/9 would be our starting point here. We can put it as 10 over 1. We can do keep, change, reciprocal. And then once we get to that point, we'll get 90 divided by 2. And then we can just divide that out. These are kind of our steps here, what we're doing, if you want to keep track of where we're at. So it would end up being 45. So she could cut 45 pieces of rope here. Number 22, it is estimated one honeybee can make about 1/12 teaspoon of honey in its lifetime. How many honeybees will it take to make 2 tablespoons of honey? 1 tablespoon is equivalent to 3 teaspoons. Okay, so since tablespoons are bigger than teaspoons, what we might want to do is change the tablespoons to teaspoons. So if 1 tablespoon equals 3 teaspoons, and we're talking about 2 tablespoons, so 2 tablespoons, that would be twice as much. So then that would be equal to 6 teaspoons. Okay, so 2 tablespoons is 6 teaspoons. And now we can think about what it is we're doing. So if you think about it, it's saying 1 honeybee can make about 1/12 of a teaspoon. And altogether, we're trying to figure out 6 teaspoons. How many honeybees would it take to make that amount? So actually what we need to do here, so one way of doing this problem is we could say we have 6 teaspoons and we're going to divide that up into 1/12. How many 1/12 until we get to 6? If you do it this way, keep, change, reciprocal, then you'll end up with 72. And what that means is we would need 72 bees to make 2 tablespoons or 6 teaspoons of honey. There's different ways that you can do this. So another thought process, you might think about, well, if it's 1/12 of a teaspoon for 1 bee, then that means it would take 12 bees to make 1 teaspoon. So if 12 bees is 1 teaspoon, and then we have 6 teaspoons, so that would be 6 times that amount. So then if you do 12 times 6, you would get 72. So there's different ways that you can do that, but that would be a couple of options of how you could look at that. Number 23, a recording of the current weather condition lasts 3/4 of a minute. If the recording plays repeatedly, how many times would it play in 1 hour? Once again, these are different units. This is in minutes, which is smaller. It's usually easier to change something to smaller units because then you can multiply instead of dividing. So if that's in minutes, let's just switch this over to minutes also. So 1 hour is 60 minutes. And then if you want to think about it, we can think about, since it's in our divisions section, we probably know we're going to be dividing some way. So the question is, are we taking 3/4 of a minute and dividing it by 60? Or are we taking 60 minutes and dividing it by 3/4? So it would be 60 minutes divided by 3/4. We're taking the 60 minutes, our 1 hour, and we're splitting it up and saying how many 3/4 do we have? How many 3/4 minute segments do we have in that 1 hour? So the 60 we can put as 60 over 1, and then keep change reciprocal. So if we do our keep change reciprocal, becomes 60 over 1 times 4/3. And then at that point we can multiply straight across. So multiplying would be 240 over 3, and then we can divide that out. 3 doesn't go into 2, so we're going to look at 3 into 24. Would go 8 times, good. And then 3 goes into 0, 0 times. That takes us to the end, and we don't have anything left, so it would play 80 times in 1 hour. Seems reasonable. If it took 1 minute, obviously that would be playing 60 times in an hour. It's a little bit less than a minute long, so we could get in a little bit more times, 80 times altogether. Number 26 says select all the equations that are true. This is basically just working out several problems. Okay, so 7 we can put as 7 over 1, keep change reciprocal. We would get 21 halves. Half of 21 is not going to be 7, so I'm not even going to worry about dividing that out. Our second option here, they're actually just asking, is it equal to 7 times 2/3? Well, yeah, we could put it as 7 over 1, and that would work. Okay. The third option, again, think about keep change reciprocal. That works also. The fourth option, again, keep change reciprocal, works there. And then our last option, that doesn't work. If instead of 1/4, if it would have been 2 over 1, that would work, but it doesn't. So it would just be these 3 for 26. So this gives you an idea of how to divide with fractions.